Welcome to another episode of the Donta Show Network, Story Times, where I tell prison stories, hood stories, and supernatural stories.
Let me tell you something, man. I don't appreciate at all how you handled me in a previous video. Man, listen, I'm gonna ask you this one time very nicely. Man, don't do that again, bro.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
All right, so we got you here today for you to answer some questions about what
Whoa,
happened.
whoa, hold on. Let me cut you off right there, bro. Let me tell you something, man. I don't appreciate at all how you handled me in a previous video. Man, listen, I'm gonna ask you this one time very nicely. Man, don't do that again, bro.
What you mean?
You handle me, and I just, come to me in a respectful fashion, and I'm do the same to you. That's all I want to say before we even get this started.
Okay, my bad, my bad, man, my bad. I
Thank
got
you, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is, like I said, today the audience been asking all these questions, and the main question is, why did you say it if it wasn't true? So what we're going to do is we're going to play the video, and then we're going to stop it, and then you can give your commentary of what actually happened or
Okay.
what happened. All right.
Okay.
So
Cool.
we're going to start. And for the people that might not know you, let them know who you are.
My name is Lamar Moore.
Okay, and Lamar is the guy. Well, y'all see him. Y'all see say Lamar and JG encounter with Matt at Limestone. So we're about to start it right now, y'all.
So this particular guy was here before. He was a blood. In Alabama, you know what I'm saying, a lot of places, you know what I'm saying, they don't believe in a white guy being a blood.
That situation there was really fucked up. The guy, he was a blood, true enough.
Let me ask you this. How did that feel, like, not even what's going on in this video, period? How do you feel just seeing yourself back then? Because what is this, 20 years ago?
23 or 24 years ago.
23, 24 years ago. Are you having any type of feelings, emotions that's happening right now that you're watching, that you see yourself 20, 24 years ago, seeing that your age now to then?
Yeah, I have some very deep thoughts about it because I feel like I was betrayed by Jonathan Schwartz, the producer, and his cast, because this is the type of stuff that they coached me into saying. Yeah, I agree. I did say it willingly. They didn't force me to say it, but they coached me into saying it, thinking that I was doing something good. And it turned out not to be that way. And yeah, I'm very pissed off about it.
Okay, we're going to keep it going. Okay.
The guy, he was a blood, true enough. When I arrived at the prison, I was introduced to him. I had feelings for him, lust. At first, it kind of struck me.
So, in your words, you said that you had feelings for him, lust. What did that mean?
That's basically what they wanted to hear. That's why them filming the documentary took so long, because they had to keep filming, stopping, starting over. No, we don't want you to say this. We want you to say that. And yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were telling me, hey man, this white dude, he's blood also, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, well, hell, he had to show some type of heart. But by us acknowledging him as blood, I pushed that lust to the side.
As far as bloods come, they wasn't with that shit. They had told Lamar and JG time and time after again, you need to quit fucking with them sissies, because that's making us look bad.
So this guy Matt, do you know who this guy is?
Yeah, and that's not the voice is the same, but that is not his face, and his name was not Matt. Now, I would give his name, but I don't know if it'll get.
No, you can give his name because this guy.
Okay. His name was Bradley Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
that's not his face, that's not his name, but that is definitely his voice, and his name was Bradley Lucas.
now he said that the Bloods told you and JG that. Well, let's hear what he said right quick. Let's see out of his own mouth.
I pushed that lust to the side.
As far as Bloods come, they wasn't with that shit. They had told Lamar and JG time and time and time after again, you know, you need to quit fucking with them sissies because, you know, that's making us look bad.
What do you got to say about that?
What I got to say about that is straight cap right there too from him, because he himself was indulging in those type of activities that we found out later on. But the reason why that they would say, and nobody ever came to me or JJ, he was a peon. A lot of those little guys that were in that dorm that claimed that they were Bloods, man, they didn't even have enough status in the Bloods to even say anything to me or JG, or they probably were gonna get slapped down. Okay. So that was a lie right there. But I'm explaining to you why and this is a big factor in the Alabama prison system. And I'm not gonna deny this part. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah. White guys are the minority, and a lot of them do get bullied, they do get extorted, they do get pimped out, they do get beat up, assaulted, all type of stuff. So yeah, I would get paid for protection. Yeah. And sometimes people would see that as if that's your boy. But that's not my boy. That's just a guy that I'm protecting because he don't want to get robbed. For his store, he don't want to get robbed if he's getting some drugs in or some tennis shoes. So yeah, he would hang around me. He would pay me to keep other guys up off of him. But in other people's mind, they were like, oh, that must be his boy. That must be his punk. That must be his sissy. And it wasn't even like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're going to keep going. Wait, before we keep going, what would be the transaction? What would they have to give you for protection?
It depends. It depends on what they were getting in. It depends on how much money they were getting in. It just really would depend. I mean, me personally, I wasn't like that. I wasn't gonna try to just leave a person with nothing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you catch $100 store, hey, I need about $35, $40 of that. If you get an ounce of weed in, then they wouldn't even sell it. They would get the ounce of weed in and give it to me. And I would sell it, and I would just, here you go. You know what I'm saying? So they can live comfortable. Because if a white guy had it, 9 times out of 10, some black guys, they're going to come and they're going to rob him. They're going to beat him up and they're going to take it. That's just the way it is. That's the way it was. I don't know about now, but that's the way it was. You know what I mean?
All right.
It was football season, and every motherfucker in prison gonna watch football.
Facts.
So this guy in particular, he had painted a lot of satanic stuff on the wall inside one of the dorms here.
The captain and the lieutenant, they come around to do dead.
And for the record, this is you.
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
Inspections of the whole dorm. So they go in the closet and they see all this shit painted on the wall and they go off. I mean, they have a fit. Until we find out who vandalized his room, there'll be no football.
But he's a blood, so nobody can't go cludge him out.
Another blood come to me, say, hey man, you know who put that shit in that room? I said, nah, who? So he tells me, he say, Blood did it, the little white boy. So I'm like, what?
Once again, Mark sees the opportunity to begin his mind games.
I walk him around the prison compound, we talk.
So, oh no. So So how do you feel?
Hey man, this it's funny, but at the same time, I'm like, hey man. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. That did happen, but he didn't put no satanic stuff in there. He put some blood stuff on the wall.
I'm not talking about that. I'm, talk, I'm talking about the narrator.
The what?
The narrator.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, man.
Hold on, man.
When I did that documentary, I didn't know nothing about the music that was gonna be in. I didn't know about what the guy that Danny.
Yeah.
I didn't know about he was going. I didn't know about the music. I didn't know about this person talking about. This was Mark's plan. None of that. I didn't know when I see. That's why when I actually got out of prison, I seen. I'm like, what the f? What is this?
Hey man, I'm not laughing at you. I swear, I'm laughing at this. I don't know why that tickled me so much when he said, "Oh no, oh, hold on,
The little white boy.
hold
I'm
on."
like, what?
Once again, Mark sees the opportunity to begin his mind games.
I walk him.
So, so, so he talked. He said once again, like once again.
You feel me?
Okay. and you said, hey, it's just crazy how they can just. That's crazy. You like, man,
Yeah.
I didn't even know who was going to be narrating. Like, why would he say once again? Once again,
I knew, man, I didn't know none of that. They didn't tell me it was going to be no narrator, no song. They even went down to Mobile and got the rapper Senile to put that song in the video. I'm like, what? Yeah. And I know Senile. He was, yeah.
All right, let's move it.
Around the prison compound, we talked. I basically let him know, you know what I'm saying, how I had felt betrayed by what he did. Basically, I just made him feel guilty. I started to put my plan into making. So I let him know that I want him to be with me. I let him know that I want to have sex with him.
What you got to say about that?
Cap. I mean, but now honestly, he did go in that room and he did. And every time something happened with the Bloods, they calling me. Lamar Moore report to the sheriff office. I was like, okay. So and it was true. They did with no football until we find out. And so yeah, I got a couple of the Bloods and we took him in the quiet room and we whooped his ass.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's hold on.
By what he did. Basically, I just made him feel guilty. I started to put.
So, how did you make him feel guilty?
I didn't. I mean, that's just like I said. That was just something as far as pertaining to the documentary.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I did. Like I said, we did. We violated. We beat him up. We beat him up. Yeah, and we made him go in there and clean it. You know, because yeah, we wanted to watch football and we couldn't watch it that weekend because of that. So yeah, he had, and to avoid from everybody else jumping on him because he was a Blood. No, that ain't finna happen. We had no choice but to beat him up. The Bloods, some Bloods. Because if we didn't deal with it, you had the Crips, you had the Disciples, you had the white guy gangs. You know, they were mad about that because people bet on football. They have these little parlay boards and they, you know, slick pick tickets and all this type of stuff.
So you said he caused a real issue.
Man, what? Man, he caused an issue that was about to be super big. And he was about to be really on. And so we like, okay, because at first he didn't like, no, man, I don't want y'all. Y'all gonna beat me up, man. I'm supposed to be a part of it. Look, either we beat you up or you're going to get hurt by some of these other guys.
Yeah.
And you already a blood, which is a one strike, because bloods were always hated in prison back then. It wasn't that many of us. And for two, you a white guy that's claiming to be a blood, which I had no partake in. He was brought to me like that. So okay, hey, he was claiming a set called which this set is supposed to allow white guys. I don't know. Cedar Block Pyru. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not a Pyru. So he came to me like that. All right. But it was another white guy that he was trying to hang with. His name, he was out of Montgomery, Tommy.
Hold on.
Now, I give Tommy his due.
Hold on. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
My plan into making. So I let him know that I want him to be with me. I let him know that I want to have sex with him. I let him know I want to lay with him.
Been drinking, been smoking some reefer or whatever, and I go to my little brother's cell.
He lied so much, man.
What was he lying about?
Man, JG made up. What? JG was a good dude. He was a rider. He was a fighter. It wasn't nothing scary about him, but he had a compulsive lying problem.
Okay.
Oh, I call him my little brother, Mark.
This is my righteous dog, you know what I'm saying? He comes in.
So I asked him, I said, man, you know what you did could have got a lot of people messed up. So he like, yeah.
He doesn't make it any better. He
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Remember when I told you in a video, I think it was from yesterday, that we was in a dorm. It was like supposed to be the chain gang dorm, and it was separated from the main population. It was behind the prison of Limestone. It was kind of like on the backside. That's the dorm that we were in. JG wasn't even over there, and in this dorm, it was the open bay area. Wasn't no cells. It wasn't no sales. And JG wasn't never even on the chain gang.
Okay, hold on.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he was specifically talking about this dude or whatever, because like I say, the production crew, they edited and put and placed pieces together. JG couldn't even been talking about that situation as far as with Brad about the spray paint. He wasn't even back there. He wasn't even in that dorm.
Okay.
And it was no sales. It was open. It was an open, big 300-man dorm. And the police booth was like one in the front and one in the back.
Okay, hold on.
was right in.
So,
I said, what if we rape you right now? How will you like that?
He started crying and begging and pleading. You know what I'm saying? Mark, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be gay. I don't want to. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm out of control. I don't want to hear nothing, no talk.
You're out of control. You don't want to hear nothing, no talk. What's that about?
That was the first part of me talking about when we were whooping his ASS.
Okay.
But the production crew was like, "Nah, we don't want you to keep that aggression and that first part of the story, but we're gonna do something else with that." What they told me that they were gonna do, well, they didn't actually tell me what they were gonna do. They just told me that they were gonna do something else with that part.
Okay.
That.
He started crying and begging and pleading. You know what I'm saying? Mark, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be gay. I don't want to. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm out of control. I don't want to hear nothing, no talk.
My little brother, he jump up and he slap him real hard. And he done got serious because he really wanted to be with this person all along.
I tell him to turn around. So he turns, he moves slightly. I tell him to turn around again. He still doesn't want to turn all the way around. So I said, bitch, if I have to tell you to turn around one more time, I'll break your jaw.
Okay. Explain.
It really, like I said, it was just cap. Yeah, we beat him up, and I gave it to him the worst because shit, hell, I got called to the shift office for it. They blamed me like I did. I'm like, man, why would I do something like that? So yeah, I I gave him the worst part of it.
Okay.
So he turns around.
Like put his hands against the wall, like spread them like the police will make you spread 'em.
I tell him to take his pants off. He doesn't want to do it. I punch him in the face.
Let me say, okay, common enough sense. Do you think that I could do this to someone in an open bay dorm?
Well, the prefaces of now at this point, it's going to be your word versus whoever was there, because one might say you might just saying that it's an open dorm, or one might say that y'all are in a part of wherever this prison where you could get this done at.
Okay, how can I put it? Limestone Penitentiary. Yes, it does have in about 5 of its dorms. It has an open little bay area, but it does have cells up top and on the bottom. But if you've been to Limestone, the dorm back then, well, they went to letters now, but back then it was numbers. The number of the dorm was 16 dorm. It was in the back, and they turned it after they abolished the chain gang, saying it was cruel and unusual punishment. They abolished it. They moved all the AIDS patients at Limestone back there. So anybody that's been to Limestone, they would know, yeah, that dorm is away from the prison. It's all the way in the back.
Which is the chain gang.
It was. But
Okay.
when they stopped it and they moved everybody out of there, then they moved all the AIDS patients from this side of the prison out, so they would be more isolated, out away from, yeah. But then they passed the law later on in the years where AIDS patients were put in population. I was already out of prison then, so I've never, yeah.
All right, we're finna move it.
I'm saying. I squeeze his ass cheeks. 2 handfuls. He tenses up. So I take my pants off. I mean, he's just sitting here the whole time. I had a pair of red and white Jordans with some red shoestrings in them. So I ain't got nothing on but these tennis shoes and my undershort.
Are them your shoes?
No. They belong to a guy named Ahmad. What's Ahmad's last name? He's from Mobile. He was 6 Deuce Brim. Those were his shoes. Because I've never wore those shoes. No.
You see what this look like? You see what this look like? This look like a verification that, you said, hold on. This look like a verification or something. Hold on.
The whole time, I had a pair of red and white Jordans with some red shoestrings in them. So I ain't got nothing on but these.
So do those look like Jordans to you, Dante?
No, they look like some Nike. Hold on, let me see.
I had a pair of red and white Jordans with some red shoes.
Hold on.
I take my pants off. I mean, he's just sitting here the whole time. I had a pair of red and white Jordans.
No, they like some Nikes.
Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you something.
Wait. So that's not, and that guy right there holding them shoes are not you.
Because like I say, when they did the documentary at Easterland, they had me do certain little stuff. You know what I mean? I can't remember. I think I did get those. I think I did borrow those shoes from Ahmad. Not to wear them or anything, but for this particular scene of the documentary.
So that is you holding them shoes.
I think so. I'm not 100. I can't really remember. It's been so long ago, but we can try to see. We can look and try to see. But I'm not 100% sure.
I ain't got nothing on but
Yeah,
These
that
tennis shoes
is
in
me.
my
That is me because I remember those black boots I had on. I got them
Okay,
sent in a shoe pack. That is me.
okay, we ain't got to get caught up with that. Let's move it on.
on the
Okay.
short. I give him the grease. And
Oh, this is the part where this is what this whole video is all about. That what's about to happen right now. So before we play this video, is there
Okay.
anything that you want to say before we start this video?
No, I mean, I honestly remember what I said, and I know why I said it. Because that's what the producers and the crew wanted to hear. They say that's what they called it, juicy. They wanted the documentary to be juicy.
Okay, we finna
That's what
play
they
it.
kept telling me. So, okay.
I tell him to put some on his finger, stick it in his ass, and you know what I'm saying, kind of like fuck himself, to loosen himself up, because I know he had never been penetrated before. It was his first time. Just an old penitentiary trick that I learned from some old convicts. If he screamed rape, you know what I'm saying, he had grease under his fingernail, so he greased his own self up.
Who told you to say that?
Well, honestly, I was asked, did I know of any, and because I had told him I had learned a lot of old penitentiary, myths and things from older convicts. So yeah, just sitting around them old convicts and hearing stories and laughing at it. So I just took what I had learned and heard from them and like, okay, I know something what to say to make this juicy, because that's what they say they wanted it to be juicy. So yeah.
Now the burning question
Okay.
that they're going to ask is
They can
that
ask.
why was you even indulging in the conversation that involved Greece and penitentiary penetration?
I wasn't involved. I was just around some old guys, and I would listen.
Yeah,
One
but
thing
that's what they're
about,
gonna say. They're gonna say, why was you listening to that talk?
I mean, because hey, I just, it was a thing. I was trying to learn any and everything I could about prison, man.
But they're gonna say, why would you want to learn about that?
I wasn't trying to hear it, but as I heard it, I'm like, so I'm listening. I'm like,
So just
because
in case if somebody tries to tell you, yo, get some grease in your hand, and you're like, for what? You would know why they trying to do that?
first of all, Dante, I was never gonna put myself in a situation or a position for anybody to even what? No, that just wasn't gonna happen. That's why I didn't do drugs. That's why I didn't borrow from anybody. I didn't accept anything. If I hadn't got it from home, from my grandmother or mother, whoever sent me some money, I just would be broke until they sent me some money. Until I learned how to hustle in prison and work in the kitchen and still sell sandwiches and steal yeast and make whiskey and stuff.
All right, we finna move it along right quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna basically lie and tell him I've been fucking him. He's been my boy. Hell, they gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'm gonna go to the extreme and get 4 or 5 other guys that lie and say I've been fucking him too, been taking care of him. He's been my boy.
I said, what if I take this knife and stab it right through your face? I said, will you like that? So he's scared now when he see this knife. You know what I'm saying?
They had a knife to my eye and one in my throat right here in my jugular. And I'm telling you, I could just feel them, sticking me. And if they put any pressure on me, it's going to cut me wide open,
I go to
Oh
fucking.
my God.
So, okay. Hold on.
He's been my boy.
So I said, what if I take this knife and stab it right through your face? I said, will you like that? So he's scared now when he see this knife. You know what I'm saying?
They had a knife to my eye and one in my throat right here in my jugular. And
Explain.
Man, Bradley was straight lying, bro. Bradley straight lied. He
And
straight lied.
And that's so you don't know who this guy is right here.
I don't know who this guy is, but that is not Bradley Lucas, but that's his voice. That's who this story is about, Bradley Lucas.
Yeah.
Tall, slim white guy that wanted to be blood, and come to find out later on, after I had left the prison, years and years later, I found out that he came out to be full-fledged. He got turned out by a sissy. Fell in love with a sissy, and a sissy flipped him.
In your defense, because I know I gotta play devil's advocate.
Okay.
But in your defense, of with my experience and knowledge of prison, let me rewind it so I can break this down right quick.
Okay.
I said, well, you like that? So he's scared now when he see this knife. You know what I'm saying?
They had a knife to my eye and one in my throat right here in my jugular. And I'm telling you, I could just feel them, sticking me. And if they put any pressure on, it's going to cut me wide open,
I go to...
Now,
man.
I know. Hold on.
Okay.
For your defense.
Okay.
If y'all have done that, this is public record, right?
Yes.
Where's your write-up? Where's your write-up?
Nothing, man, listen.
You see what I'm saying?
We would have been under the penitentiary in lockup for that.
Because the audience, now listen, audience, the audience going to say, well, like he said, they waited till he left the prison. No, it don't work that way. This is documentation, right?
Yeah.
So that is a assault, like the highest assault that you can put on somebody. They would have came wherever prison he was at. They would have grabbed him and threw his ass in the hole and gave him outside charges.
Free world charge is what we call them. Yeah.
Yeah. Is what this guy is truly saying, because the world hear this, right?
Okay.
So when he supposedly have said this stuff, you was already transferred, right?
Yes.
So what will happen is, that's why I said, y'all, it something don't seem right. It don't something is off here, because what he just described, I'm pretty sure the warden heard this, the governor heard this,
yeah,
everybody heard this, and you just can't say, oh, so he did that and there's no consequences.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, y'all. We gotta be fair. We gotta be fair now. So, hey, something don't seem right. I know they say where there's smoke, there's a fire, but in this case, this smoke that we just discovered might be a fire that might lead to this man being innocent. Now, I'm not saying he's innocent. I don't even like him, but I got it, and he knows. When we have conversations off camera, it get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes if me and him was in front of each other, sometimes hands probably would get put on or knives would get pulled, right? So, I know y'all think
you're right.
buddy, but sometimes it go there. But I have to be fair. If this actually happened, where's the paperwork? And just because
there is none, there has never been any. If I was doing all of this stuff, man, come on, man. If I was doing everything that documentary said, bro, man, I would have never got out of prison.
Yeah, we gonna keep it going.
Fucking him, you know what I'm saying? Slowly at first, you know what I'm saying, to try to loosen him up. It was tight.
Now here's my problem. You are going into detail about something.
Yeah, because let me explain how I know this. Because I've talked to guys, like I say, some older guy, and they would explain to me, because I would ask questions like, how does this shit work? How do you do it? And they was like, shit, the same way you do it with a woman. And I was like,
time out, technical foul.
Okay.
Why are you having conversations? I don't care if it's a younger inmate or older inmate about sexual activities in prison.
Because I found it funny and / interesting. Like, because I couldn't believe it.
What was the interesting part about it?
That I didn't believe it.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was definitely a virgin. He's groaning and, you know what I'm saying, moaning and telling me how it hurts. So, you know, I bag out a little bit. At this time, my dog, he at the door. You know what I'm saying? He's standing in front of the cell. So he's like, man, come on, man, goddamn.
Let me ask you a question. As you talking, because it seemed like it's stopping, like the video was stopping.
That had to been, listen, man, you're not the only person that said that to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's because whatever they was doing, man, that's what I'm trying to tell people, bro. Man, I'm so tired of going over this, about this. This has haunted me for so many years because it wasn't supposed to be this way, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. It really wasn't. Do you think I would volunteer? Let me ask you something, Dante, on some real talk here.
Okay.
Do you honestly think I would actually get on here and say all of this embarrassing stuff, knowing that it would be publicized all over the world? I mean, come on, man. This is not what this documentary was supposed to be. Them people tricked me and fooled me, and I promise you, if I could see one of them right now, I would lay hands on them. Seriously.
So why did you do it? Why? Why did you do it? Because that's what they're going to ask. Then why did you do it? Did they put a gun to your head?
No, they didn't. They didn't. I said and did all this. Honestly, man, I don't know.
It got to be a reason. You have to tell the audience, why did you do it?
I don't know, man. I could say the food. I could say the attention. I could say just being on camera, I thought was exciting. You got to take, man, I had been in prison for a while, so the loneliness. So yeah, I didn't have no girlfriend. I wasn't getting no visit. So yeah, I'm getting this attention from these beautiful women, and I'm like, even though I wasn't in sexual, I couldn't have sex with him. But I don't know, man. I can't. And then I never thought that it would be like this. For one.
So are you telling the world right now, in front of the whole world, that you are an innocent man?
Innocent of what? My crime? No.
No, of this.
Yes. It was fabricated. It was made up.
Okay, well, there you go.
They coached me. They told me that's why they kept stopping it. This documentary took them like 2 weeks to do, man. 2 weeks. Because they kept stopping, restart. We got to do this, take this out. It took like 2 weeks. The warden of the prison was upset. She was like, y'all need to hurry up and finish and wrap this up and get out of my prison. Warden Gwendolyn Mosley.
All right, now hold on. Let's keep going right quick.
Oh, hurry up, man. I want to get straight too. I said, well, come on. I get up off of him.
I'm in the middle of it now. I'm there, so I can't welch out now. You know what I'm saying? I got to go through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like stuck there in here with him.
He greases himself up. He shows him no mercy. He fucks him for real. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell him, hold up, man. Slow down, chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hurt him for real. You know what I'm saying? And he had to go to the hospital, and you know what I'm saying? He's gonna automatically have to say what happened.
He have sex with him first. Then I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. And then that was the end of it.
So I didn't finish it first, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck him, and I come off. I get my due. Next day, you know what I'm saying? He goes to SEG. In prison, that's lockup.
So I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, damn, we through. We done got us a rape case.
They was telling me bullshit about, like, you know, if you get in trouble, so we're gonna go up there and lie and say you brought it on yourself and shit like that. And I was believing them. They had me in a position where they had me spooked. You know what I mean? Because I was looking to make parole and everything, and I wasn't trying to get in no conflict.
I say, you got two choices. You can either be with me, or you can go pack your shit and go tell them folks to lock you up. You go back to lockup.
Reluctantly, Matt agreed to become another one of Mark's boys.
Only thing I ask of you.
He said another one.
First of all, listen. First of all, you see this prison right here? This is not even Limestone Prison. This is Easterland. That officer that was just sitting at that desk, that's a sergeant. That's Sergeant Judd. I don't even know. He's probably retired now because he was old back then. This is not even Limestone Prison.
So what did he mean? Because he just insinuated that you had boys, like you already had another guy before.
Okay, I explained that earlier. I did. Huh? Go ahead.
No. Which was what? What
Remember when I explained earlier about how you can take, like, okay, let's say like a weaker inmate.
Yeah.
But they get money in. They may get drugs in. They may make whiskey, but they don't have the strength or the backbone to defend themselves or keep guys from robbing them or taking it from them or extorting them for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a couple of guys that I had under my wing. Yeah. And people in prison, they would call me a war daddy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to make me be like a sissy, a girl inside a prison.
That's a real sissy there. I know him.
Okay, who was that?
That is the guy. I don't know I can't remember his real name, but his girl name is Reva, out of Huntsville, Alabama.
How do you know him? Why do you know him?
When you in prison, you know everybody, whether you deal with them or not.
Did you deal with him?
No, hell no.
Okay.
But one thing I can say, Reva is very tied in with the administration at that time. Reva could see, you could deal with a sissy in prison, but that don't mean you having no type of funny bunny things going on with them. Like, because the sissies kind of run prison in Alabama. They can get the bed movements. They can get you moved to another dorm. They can even get disciplinary. Like, you get wrote up by an officer, you might pay a sissy that's cool with the administration. Hey, look, I got wrote up for being in another dorm. Here you 3 bags of coffee. Can you make the disciplinary disappear? Stuff like that. So just because you deal with people doesn't mean, hell, I dealt with ABs and SBs, but I was a black guy. So I could not be a member. You know what I'm saying? Just because you deal with people doesn't mean that it's something going on with y'all. It's some type of business because they may have a hookup or some type of plug or some type of leeway to something that you're trying to get, but you can't get it without their help. You know what I mean?
So will somebody say, because I always say this, birds of a feather flock together.
That's not true, Dante. I got to disagree with you about that. And I had to learn that. I learned at the harbor because I used to feel like that. Man, that's not true. You never know why people are dealing with other people. It's not always that they're the same type people or they into the same type things.
Yeah. Well,
that's not true at all.
But at a certain degree, because it's like, okay, so, and you already explained it good and well of you can do business with these people.
Yeah.
But let's say a new guy.
You breaking up.
Okay, it's back.
Back, there you go.
Okay. Let's say a new guy come in, right?
Okay.
Fresh off the streets.
Okay.
And you see him only talking to a punk, right?
Okay.
What are your thoughts going to be?
If he's just coming off the streets, yeah, maybe that's what he was into on the streets, or maybe that's what he wants. Because if you just got there, bro, you ain't even got your feet on the ground good, into be trying to hustle or make whiskey or score drugs or work in the kitchen and make sandwiches and bring them out and sell them. So what in the world could you be talking to a citizen? You just got, and I've seen that. I've seen guys come right in from the street, and I'm like, well, damn, did he know him from the street? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but hey, you know, it is what it is.
All right, let's move it along.
We hook up, you know what I'm saying? Everything was lovey-dovey, you know what I'm saying? Relationship was gravy, all good. I transferred.
The warden had Mark shipped out of Limestone again. But everyone knew Matt had been turned out. The other men all wanted their shot.
And he got with this other dude, you know what I'm saying? He wound up having sex with him. He was doing so bad. So he wound up selling him to another dude, and that dude wound up selling him to another dude. And all this, what he was going through, was a result, because nobody messed with him. He was a blood.
He just went crazy. He just went to sleeping with different guys. I mean, just tossing ass up, you know what I'm saying? Letting everybody fuck.
It was just something that happened in the penitentiary that I left in the penitentiary. I mean, even the girl I got now, I mean, she's a fucking fox. I can't lose her about some humbug shit, you know? I mean, if I can keep it from my family I done 4.5 years, and then now I'm out 6 months and they still don't have any idea, I don't think it'll be a problem. And they ask me questions all the time. Well, how was college like and shit? I guess the penitentiary made me a real good liar.
If he stayed gone for 5-6 years or whatever, if he ever come back to prison and there's someone in prison that remember him from then, he will always be a boy.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So I'm gonna give my verdict. Before I pass judgment. You know what kangaroo court is?
Yeah, I've heard, but
okay, we in kangaroo court right now. So I'm the judge. Of course, you are the defendant. The audience is in the audience, and this I'm going to pronounce my judgment.
oh Lord.
Okay. Now, in light, see, I never really watched this video like in its entirety. So as we watching it together, give a commentary, I've been seeing things. First, before we say anything, do you have anything to say before I give my judgment?
Hey man, your judgment is your judgment. That's your opinion. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna be mad at you about that. You know, you entitled to that. That's your right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when the defendant rise, okay, the defendant has risen. Okay, before I pass my judgment, this is what the evidence. At first, when I listened to your story, I said, yeah, he did it. There's no way he did this. However, me looking at this story in its entirety, I see a whole lot of missing pieces to this puzzle. A whole lot. And everybody knows that I'm fair. I am a fair, just judge.
Okay.
So in the court of law, they say that you are innocent until proven guilty. In Dante's court of law, you are guilty until proven innocent. Okay? So me reviewing the evidence here. First, let me ask you, are you pleading guilty or not guilty or no contest?
No, I'm not guilty.
Okay. So I'm going to say this. I don't believe I'm going to dismiss this case because I have found a lot of inconsistencies with the stories. Me knowing about a lot of penitentiary knowledge, and I'm going to dismiss your case without prejudice because we might have to revisit this. But I'm going to dismiss your case without prejudice. I mean, with prejudice. No, without prejudice.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I'm going to dismiss your case today is because there was a part in there where the white guy said that describe what happened, right?
Okay.
And I understand there's a statute of limitation on things. And
Mm-hmm.
that right there, if y'all did what he said that y'all did in that statute of limitation area right there, and this video been out for 20 plus years. So
Yes.
even when you got transferred, it's like you're telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself, but if what you're saying is true, then why they didn't give you outside charges?
Thank you.
Now, with saying that, that's why I said I'm going to dismiss it without prejudice. So I'm going to say we're going to bring this back to trial in a couple years. So if there's any new evidence, I'm going to put 10 years on here. If there's any evidence, new evidence, substantial evidence, then we will open this case back up. So until then, you have been exonerated by the
Okay.
Donta Show Network.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated.
Okay, so do you have anything to say to the audience?
Let me see. I don't, I just want people to understand that things of this nature does go on in prison, but at the same time, man, ain't nobody raping nobody in no prison, man. Okay, in the 60s, 50s, the 70s, maybe the early 80s, yeah, because I've heard stories. Like I say, when I went to prison, hell yeah, I investigated. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to learn about things because, yeah, I was just curious, you know what I mean? I wanted to know. And yes, it probably went on back in those days. Man, let me tell y'all something. Man, if you rape somebody, if you kill somebody, if you assault somebody to the point to where they want to prosecute you and put real free world outside charges on you, that is very much possible.
And let
Very,
me
I've seen people go into prison with 20 years and stab somebody up and end up with 99 years and still in prison right to this day. Still in prison right to this day.
you said
So
that one of the things that you said that you've been saying, what would you tell a kid that's 12, 13, 14, 15 years old that might be on the path of going to prison? What would you say to them? And then we're going to wrap it up.
okay. I would tell any youngster, whether male or female, change your life. Do better. Stay out of them streets because them streets don't love you. People that are in that life, they don't love you. Once you get to prison, you all alone. You're on your own. I don't care if you even belong to a gang, organization, whatever. At the end of the day, you're still alone. You got to watch the people that's inside your organization or gang because some of them will do you dirty too. Go to school. Listen to your parents. Obey your parents. Respect them. Do what's right. Man, it's not worth it. Trust and believe that street life, that thug life, that gang life, man, it's not worth it. Man, I swear to God, it's plenty of days I sit and I cry and I think about how I affected my life, my family, my mother passing while I was in prison. Yeah, I got a chance to apologize to her through letters, phone call, but I always wanted, I prayed to God, I just want to get out of prison and make my mother proud, just show her a different side of me. I never got that opportunity. So youngsters, man, listen, change your people, change your playground, change your environment because you only got one life to live. And you need to try to make the best of it while you're here.
All right.
Because at one point you're gonna get old and you're gonna have a lot of regrets like this old man does. But With that being said, God bless.
All right, we gonna wrap it up until next time. Hey, did you know that I do promotions now? I promote all social media channels such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I promote it. Also, I promote products and businesses also. So if you need promo, get in contact with me. All right, y'all, it's the fall season. Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I got hoodies for you. I got shirts for you. I even got coffee mugs for you. Y'all see that hat? Y'all see that pillow? Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I have the link pinned at the top of the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click this video. Until next time.